Welcome to ASMA's Precision Sheet Metal Workshop. I am your host, Steve Benson, and this is the introduction to ASMA's video series. This series is intended to bring all the benefits of an in-house program to your video monitor. Included in this set, interactive textbooks, software, and the videos themselves. Beginning with the first 4 on press brakes. The big question is, though, why are you watching this? Is it to learn how to operate state-of-the-art equipment with all the bells and whistles? Or is it to learn how to operate that old mechanical press, that old vintage 40s era? What kind of tools are you using? Are you using that unforgettable American plain style tools? Or are you using precision ground, the finest in the land? Does it even matter? Well, it doesn't really matter if your equipment is in good working order. No matter how old the machine is, if it's been well maintained, it can produce good work. Either way, there's plenty to be said for the tried and the true. And there's plenty to be said for the state-of-the-art of anything. But it's really about knowledge. It's about a common understanding of the processes, the equipment, and the tools of the trade. A common language. In the past, new employees were put on the shop floor in some kind of training program, usually beginning at a lower level, but over time, learning to become skilled craftsmen. But some machines, such as the press brake, they seem to run on black magic. At least it seemed to require some kind of secret knowledge, a knowledge not known by the common man. Consider this following conversation. Which tool should I use to bend this part? Use a 500 V die and a 30-second gooseneck. Yeah, but why do I want to use those tools for this job? Because they work. Yeah, but why do they work? Well, because they work, that's why. Now go run the job. Sound familiar? Old guy seemed to be keeping the secrets of the trade to himself. Well, in reality, the old-timers were more than happy to share the knowledge that they had. The problem was, they could only share it in the same way that they learned it. Go get this tool, go get the parts, and run the job. Over time, you figured out what worked and what didn't work, ultimately becoming a craftsman. Modern machines have controllers with many functions that few, if any, understand the purpose of. Dwell is a good example. What is the purpose of dwell? Well, on a press brake, it means pausing at the bottom of the stroke. If I'm airforming, it allows the hydraulics to come to a consistent pressure. If I'm bottoming, it allows the material to set. Either way, very few understand how to apply it, even if they understand what it does. Time was that to work in a shop, you had to have a far greater working knowledge of the industry than you do today. You used to be able to lay out, punch, form, finish, weld. You had to do it all. Now, we tend to be more pigeonholed. I'm a press brake operator, I'm a programmer, I'm a punch operator. So we tend to be very specific in our field of trade. But imagine, as an operator, a designer, or an engineer, you understood what all this stuff did, how it worked, how the machine actually functioned. Well, that would be pretty cool. So what's it going to take to make you a good machine operator? Knowledge. What's it going to take to make you worth the money? Being able to apply that knowledge. The point of this series is to establish a common language. You're going to learn to calculate bend functions, not because you need to do that on the shop floor, but so you understand the relationships between the material, what goes on in the material, and how the calculations were made, how they interrelate. We'll learn the basics of flat pattern development, the methods of forming, the types of press brakes and the purposes of them, punch and die basics, safety, and bottom bending. and much, much more. So I'm glad that you've joined with me in this series and that you will get a lot out of it. Thank you again for purchasing it, and I look forward to seeing you sometime in an in-house or public presentation. Thank you, and enjoy the series.